G'day everybody, welcome back to Tavern Keeper, where we have been playing for the last 6 episodes, running our first tavern in Riverbottom, but I think it's time for a bit of a change. We are going to move to Halflington, and this place looks a lot nicer, doesn't it, compared to the previous bog/swamp that we were in. So yeah, we're going to do everything all over again, and hopefully we can have a blast doing it. I don't really know if we can get to 3 stars in this scenario, but I mean, if we can, we'll try to aim for it. And yeah, I'll try to do a little bit more of the decorating this time around compared to the previous tavern. So yeah, let's get started. Oh, yeah, max tavern stars is 3 here, apparently. I wonder if perhaps maybe you can't exactly get 3 stars in any of the maps. That could be the case. Let me just quickly check, because we've also got Gugamoosh here. And yeah, it looks like the maximum number of stars is 2.5. So that's okay. We can aim for 2.5 stars. Not a problem at all. But yeah, let's head back to Halflington and we'll make a start. We obviously do want a large space just to maximize this map, and yeah, hopefully we'll have a good time. Hopefully we'll have like a bigger tap room and you know, a lot more accommodation options as well for customers. I did go for 3 in the previous map.
Halflington, and what a lovely day on which you arrive.
But unfortunately I had to downgrade from 3 rooms to only just 2, which yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but hey, what can you do? Alright, so let's just take a look at what we've got to work with here. So there's an entry point, and then we've got a little bit of a wall here, which we won't really be able to break down. Oh, let's pause actually, because time is still running. We're gonna need to purchase some booze immediately from the merchant, but I sort of want to plan out where the tap room's going to be before we even, you know, get started, right? So, and then thinking about like where the staff room's gonna be, all that sort of jazz. Yeah, it's a bit tricky, isn't it? And I'm also trying to think about where a kitchen would be. And the kitchen sort of needs to be relatively close to... well, it needs to be side by side with the tap room, to be honest. I think we probably want this side to be the tap room. We might be able to utilize this space for some staff, but I think maybe we get staff in this space a little bit later on, in say a couple of episodes or so. We might start the staff room somewhere a little bit closer to the tap room. So I think we do a tap room. But this area looks pretty good as well. We could potentially have like a stage over here, which would be nice. I'm gonna see how much it will cost to do some hallways initially, because I feel like it would benefit from having a hallway maybe set up over there. Okay, that's 16 already. So we'll block this area off, and we'll have a door there. Maybe a door here wouldn't be so bad, but maybe let's not spend on the extra door just yet until we actually need it. And then, yeah, we do a tap room here. We could probably get an outhouse somewhere in this area. Yeah, so there's a limited amount of space that you can use for outhouses. Yeah, I mean, we're going to need to use this spot here, I think. Alright, let's plan for a storeroom, and then we're going to need a kitchen. So just looking at the layout, I would say that The kitchen will probably need to be around this area somewhere. And then we probably do want a storeroom that's quite close to the kitchen as well. Yeah, very confusing here. Let's do a very small storeroom initially. Because, yeah, we don't need that much space, but we can expand it when we need to. So let's get some pallets in. I mean, I could probably run the place without having pallets initially as well. But yeah, I think we should just, you know, plan for storing some booze initially. And let's move the door. So only problem with this setup at the moment is that we don't have space for food, but I guess food is not a concern initially, so we could probably get away with just doing something like that. And if I recall correctly, so the merchant might arrive here and he'll drop stuff out this way, but I think a lot of our deliveries may actually get delivered to this spot, or this spot, or maybe even out here sometimes. I feel like it could be a little bit random, so we need to sort of take that into consideration. Okay. Let's do our tap room. And this storeroom we can move eventually when we need to get the kitchen in, but let's maybe do something basic like that. So there goes another 121 gold. A decent start, because yeah, we need a decent area for a couple of taps, I would say, and then you know, some seating, all that sort of good stuff. We definitely need another door that leads out this way. Yeah, because people are going to need to deliver the booze here, or maybe grab the booze and then deliver it to the tap room. And I'm just thinking here, but I could probably do a staff room here initially. Let's not go too crazy on the staff room either. We can always sort of renovate, expand when we need it. Another door leading out that way. So customers don't normally go through areas where they're not supposed to, such as staff rooms and storerooms and kitchens and the like. So their need is probably just going to be having an outhouse somewhere. Do I get the outhouse immediately? I suppose I don't really need to until we have someone who needs to use the outhouse. So let's organize the tap room a little bit more. So we'll need a couple of taps, obviously. And I'll try to squeeze things in. Now, we do have different variants of our bar counters and taps. They cost a lot of money, though. So perhaps maybe we'll start with the same stuff that we used in the previous tavern until we make a little bit more cash, and then we should be able to hopefully upgrade. So let's get a couple of bar counters in as well. And I think that's a decent start. We'll get some customers in initially, and then we'll bank up some money and get tables and... well, we definitely need a third tap at some point, right? So we'll definitely do that. But as you can see, there's plenty of space here for more expanding, right? So this tap room is going to be quite large, I would have to say. I would also like the tap room to extend out this way eventually when we, I guess, move the staff room out this way. So when I look at the layout here on this side, we've got these two walls, which they look a little bit problematic, don't they? So that's why I sort of think this might be a decent spot for staff instead of customers. And then I'm looking at the layout here and thinking we could have maybe 3 rooms for accommodation. Yeah, so we'll have a think of all of that, but yeah, the first thing we need to do is get this tap running, right? Sorry, get the tap room running. So, Mudweiser Extreme. Apparently this is lower quality than Mudweiser. Who knows why? Anywho, let's do... I mean, I could do Lost Oasis immediately and people will be very happy with the drinks quality. Why not? So that's already another 70. And then I'm gonna hire someone, which there will be like an upfront cost, right? So let's just take a look here. I kind of want someone who's a little bit average at everything, but we don't seem to have anyone who is decent at anything. I might advertise. I'm running out of cash though. Oh, here we go. So let's take a look. Easily bored, but there'll be plenty to do initially. The only problem is they'll get stress lethargy if they become unhappy, but they don't seem to have any quirks that would, you know, push them into that unhappiness state. Unless maybe the boredom makes them unhappy and then, you know, like for example, if there's really nothing to do, like she could just simply dip in happiness. That could be a problem. But anyway, I will hire her because 17 upfront and 7 daily wage, that is decent. So yeah, let's go with that. And then let's assign some drinks. So Mudweiser, Lost Oasis. And this place is ready to open, to be honest. Actually, she needs to put one of the drinks in before we can open. There we go. Yay! So, what shall we call this place? I mean, we had the Blue Dingo before. Why not the Blue Fox this time? There we go. So, funnily enough, I mean, a lot of you guys know that the logo for the channel is the blue sort of Metal Gear Foxhound Fox. But I guess I initially wanted the mascot to be a dingo. I was just not good at drawing my own logos, and I sort of made or like traced the Foxhound logo because I'm a big Metal Gear fan. And yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't really convert it into a dingo. So it's supposed to be a dingo, guys. That's all I'm saying. But you know, a lot of people know it as the blue fox, and that's fine as well. 150 gold, not too bad. What's our first priority? I would say getting a bed for our staff member, because, you know, she's working very hard. She would want to be able to rest properly, so let's give her a place to rest. And I think the next priority is going to be, I don't know, I kind of want to get a mat immediately so that we're sort of blocking off any dirt from coming in and out. I might have the money for it. So let's just take a look at the variants here. So why don't we do this sort of like fancier looking one. I think having it there doesn't seem like a bad idea. And then we should also have one more here, right? So hopefully that blocks off a little bit more dirt. Let's wait for the next day because we do need to bank up a little bit of money. Alright, so our drinks are going to earn 1 star very soon, which is very nice. We should also try to improve our services. We probably do want to get that outhouse sometime soon, because it is a requirement to get the half star. So let's do that. I know no one's actually needed the outhouse just yet, but we may as well. Now we could actually build a toilet. We've got the space for a bathroom this time around, which is quite nice. I would be very happy if we can actually get an actual bathroom. So there's our first half star, which is very nice. We just need a few more patrons. And for a full star, we need either a dartboard or a waiting bench. So, a dartboard. Dartboard... I always sort of struggle with the dartboard because it does take up a little bit of space. Maybe we could do a small expansion just to get the dartboard in initially. But anyway, let's just watch what's happening here, because I'm just trying to see when we're going to need an additional staff member. I think now is a decent time for additional staff, but the problem is the lineup. I mean, the lineup was horrendous, right? Like, I definitely don't want people who are going to complain about certain types of jobs. Callie. They're a bit messy, though. Likes a good pace when working and walking. Quitter. Okay, so she'll straight up quit if she's unhappy. Nothing on this list that would worry me about making her unhappy, though. We can advertise for another 14 gold. Let's do that. Who knows? We might have some decent people on our hands. Oh, Wisteria. This looks pretty good. Server and janitor. Dog's body, pretty average, but not really good as a chef. Oh, Lisa's good as a chef, but she doesn't like that role. We're gonna need to get ourselves someone who's good at cooking at some point. But perhaps maybe now's not the time. Now we can just serve booze for a little bit. Yeah, okay, I think we'll hire Wisteria. That's fine. And pretty low daily wage as well, which is good. That definitely helps. Probably need another bed in that case, so we probably can wait until it's actually bedtime. Oh, someone... Oh, okay, they've just used the toilet. Good thing we actually had it installed. Let's throw a bed in there. Over there should be fine. Alright, now, next priorities. So, do we upgrade the taps and the benches to the more expensive versions? I'm not sure, because at this point, anything can happen, and with such a low amount of money, you know, we kind of want to be prepared for a rainy day. Let's do an expansion to the tap room, and I'll just do it over here. And this can be, you know, just a temporary expansion, because we'll eventually expand completely. But I think we can get that dartboard in. Alright, so looks like we won't be able to fit like 4 people playing at once with that amount of space. So let's just expand a tiny bit more. There we go. Beautiful dartboard. And I probably do want like a bulletin board as well. Bulletin board would be decent. Oh, there's our first star, which is very nice. Okay. I guess we're gonna have to open all of these. There we go. Oh, really? Okay. Brilliant. Alright. New unlocks, and this is all the stuff that we've seen before. So we can now run a kitchen, when we're ready, that is. I'm not going to rush into it. So we've got the dartboard, we need a bulletin board, a waiting bench, and some comfy chairs. Speaking of chairs and stuff, we probably need some tables and chairs. So we'll get all of that in as well. So 220 gold. Merchant is here. Let's just take a look at what they have. Alright, no more Mudwiser. Let's do Stumpfoot's Pride. Let's do a couple of barrels of those, and then I think we should be okay. Probably don't need any more than that, because I don't even have the space to store more of these barrels. Letter from the Tavern Keeper's Guild. Let's have a read. Tavern Keeper, your tavern's rating has increased. Congratulations on earning 1 star. Enclosed, you'll find a treasury stipend of 100 gold to stimulate further development. Use it wisely. Do us proud. Fantastic. Alright. So, yeah, I am going to spend that reward money on tables and the like. So, it's a bit odd here, but I think I'm going to start with getting some tables around the corners here. Maybe I can fit like a table like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's like, is that decent? Maybe. Maybe I can move these actually, just so that there's a bit more breathing room in the center here. And then I kind of want like big tables as well. So the big tables cost 80 each. So I'm not really keen on rushing into that because that's a lot of money. Let's do a bulletin board right there. And we probably want like a scroll dispenser as well. Or whatever you call those things. Scroll rack. I mean, it does dispense scrolls, to be fair. Alright, so now it's just sort of time to see whether or not there are going to be more customers coming in, occupying some of those tables. Alright, so just looking at what's required for the next half star here. So 75% average patron satisfaction as usual, 10 satisfied patrons, we need 1.5 on drinks, 1.5 on services, and 1.5 on food. Which means we're going to need to start thinking about getting a kitchen in, which is fair. So I'm just looking at what's about to happen here in a couple of days, so we'll have new staff applications coming in then. And I mean, I could just go in and pay like the advertising fee, but I kind of want to wait this time. It'll give us a chance to save up a bit of cash and also I guess switch out some of the things that we already have with better versions of those items. So I'm looking at the actual tap and bar counters here. So I really do want to get these switched over. Open presents when they come through. Oh, that's interesting. Very dare I say Halloween themed. So once we close, I think I'll have enough cash and confidence to actually switch all of this out. I wonder if there's a way for us to just like get rid of some of these barrels. Actually, I think if I just simply sell them, the barrels will probably sit on the ground or something. That could be the case. Yeah, there we go. So let's move all of these. So firstly, let's get those taps in. And yeah, we want the fancy taps, really. Ones with a little bit of brick on them. So that looks good. And then now we should be able to also switch out the counters. So remove those. And we have better counters. With plenty of cash to spare as well, which is nice. Maybe what I do is get that third tap in, because then I won't really actually have to think about you know, adding another tap later on. We do need to think about getting like a third drink though, right? So, and we are running out of like countertop space, because this is where people actually line up, right? But anyway, let's get all of our drinks in. We do have 3 different types of booze right now though, which is nice. Do we want to start ordering more booze? Let's not rush into it. The place is looking a little dark though, isn't it? So I do feel like some lighting might be in order. So let's just have a look at what our options are. A chandelier would be nice. And I kind of want to start with the chandeliers initially. So let's just do one. And then once we bank up a little bit more money, we should be able to get another one. Ooh, the Halflington Post. Quarterlings discovered. Explorers have found a tribe of half-pint halflings, a tiny folk, claimed to be from Halflington Logging Company. But they went too deep into the forest and a mysterious magical aura shrunk them down. Fair.
Halfling,
I guess it happens.
Human. Heck, you're all giants to me.
Let's see. We don't really have a lot of options here, do we? Let's do some of each. Maybe a little bit more of the Sand Scorcher. Because we're going through, like, a bit more booze this time around, right? So we should have the space for all of this. Alright, looking good. Just waiting for more cash to come in. Just trying to take a look at Valarani here. So it does look like her happiness levels are dipping every now and then. I think when there are no customers, she gets a little bit bored, and that's what's causing that potentially. So we do need to maybe watch all of that a little bit closely. But once we get like really busy, I don't think that's really going to be a problem at all. New staff members are about to come in, which is fantastic. And I do want to hire a chef or someone who can do the chefing very, very soon. Initially, we'll start off the kitchen with a bunch of generalists, though everyone can pitch in. but I would like someone who has the ability to be a designated chef at some point. We've got a little bit more cash here, 245. Do we spend on another chandelier? We could. There. So I think we only need the 2 chandeliers, and then we can probably just have like a bunch of lanterns here and there. I'd like to maybe duplicate this thing. Because we were able to do that last time, weren't we? Let's maybe not worry about it so much for now. Last time we did have like heat or coldness as a bit of an issue, right? So I do need to try and address that. Perhaps though, just having a torch like this isn't such a great idea. Maybe we can have something a little bit fancier.
The reverse tooth pixie came. The bad news is some gold is gone. The good news, you like teeth, right?
Reverse tooth pixie. Alright, so they're leaving people's teeth under the pillow or something. Pumpkin King. Alright. And we're banking up a little bit more cash, which is good. Let's just take a look at who is for hire. I really want someone to do the chefing. This is pretty decent, but they are a night owl, and this is not ideal for us. If we were running a place 24/7, this could be an option. And yeah, they're a stress berserker as well, so if they're unhappy, which will be very likely if we hired them, they would just destroy stuff. Like, they start fights, basically. So, Emmerich. Is Messi also a night owl? What the hell is the deal with night owls here? Oh, here we go. Codry. They've got dark vision, which doesn't really have any penalties. They can just simply see in the dark very well. And then cold tolerant, which is very, very good for us as well, considering we don't really have any heaters right now. Very low daily wage, so I am inclined to go with him. A really good server here. If like serving was a bit of a problem and we would, you know, have like designated servers, this would be a perfect person for it, but I guess that's not the immediate issue. And he's decent at serving as well. Let's do Codry, and we'll make him our chef. He's gonna be a generalist initially though. But yeah, let's get another bed in, just so that we can accommodate him for the first night, and then, yeah, we're going to want to start thinking about the entire layout of this area, because we're going to want to squeeze in that kitchen, as I mentioned. I might keep the storeroom as is and just have the kitchen on this side. We'll have the window here. Yeah, let's get that bed in though. Alright, we've got a bit of money to work with, so I am going to immediately get some lighting in. And we could probably add more later on down the line, but for now, just trying to get rid of some of the darkness that we've got going in several locations. Yeah, so looking pretty bright now, very happy with that. And since we've got like 3 people, I think we could probably start getting some of those larger tables as well. And yeah, this is probably a good opportunity for us to take a look at the different variants of tables and whatnot. So this dinner for 2 is so expensive. 224. I'm inclined to switch to the halfling tables. Yeah, they look decent. And they look similar to the actual bars that we've got, right? Or the counters and the taps. So maybe that's what we go for. Let's just get rid of these then. It's a shame because I've only just placed those down, but that's okay. I'm fine with it because, yeah, I really want to make a point of like this second, let's say the second season of Tavern Keeper that we're playing through here, to focus a little bit more on, you know, decorative elements and using different variants and all that sort of stuff. I'm just needing to watch on how much I need to pay people. 21 per day. Okay. We're looking pretty good. Merchants here. Do we need booze? I think we do. So let's get a couple of those, I think we should have the space for it.
Patron satisfaction scroll to see why patrons rate your tavern the way they do.
Yeah, patron satisfaction. I'm sure we'll improve it over time though, so I'm not too worried. Let's just take a look here. So we need 10 satisfied patrons. We still don't have a single one. So I guess that's because we haven't even reached like 1.5 stars for service. So we need a waiting bench, comfy chairs. I think we can get waiting benches in.
And a 2-star rating.
Nice. 2 stars already for drinks. Let's have a look at waiting bench variants. Okay, here we go. This is a pretty big one. Let's put it there, and that should tick off the waiting bench requirement. And then now we do need comfy chairs as well. So comfy chairs, maybe we can get some comfy chairs over here, or I could do a further expansion out this way and do comfy chairs in this area. Potentially. I might actually keep some of the walls here, but still have this area as a tap room. It might not be a bad idea to do that. Let's bank up some money. Sand Scorcher, let's do it. What else are we serving? Just drink it? No worries. It's a bit dark in this corner, isn't it? I probably do want to get something in. Maybe a lantern on that side. Actually, sorry. There. Alright, things are running very well. I probably just need to save up money to then get the kitchen in, to then work on the second star, obviously. But with the amount of money that I have, perhaps we could spend a little bit of it with decorations. And again, as I keep banging on, but I do want to try my best to decorate a bit more this time around, because I feel like last time we didn't really do the decorations justice. So, carved sign. Yeah, we could do just a gigantic like ale sign there. Seems appropriate. Let's do... I like shelving, guys. I reckon having some shelves would be good. Storage shelf. Stein shelves. Yeah, I think these kinds of shelves would look decent. Oh, hang on. Why? I'm trying to put it there. Yeah, okay, good. Can I move this a little bit? I suppose maybe if I just simply go into edit mode, I can maybe shift it up slightly. Oh, hang on. No. I need the entire thing, to be honest. Is there a way to do that? Okay, I can't seem to move the entire thing together. Yeah, it seems to want to just break down all of the elements, which is not my intention. And if I just grab that, it's just gonna snap on stuff, which is also problematic. Can I grab, like, multiple things together? Yeah, maybe that might work? No. Alright, maybe I need to do things one by one then. Just very carefully. Yeah, that doesn't seem too bad. We've given it a little bit of space there. Alright. Continuing on with just a little bit more decoration here, so let's do more shelves. More Stein shelves here, and we could probably get like other types of stuff in here, right? Like bottles and stuff. Like this doesn't seem like a bad idea, or we can get like some bigger shelves. The question is whether or not this is going to remain the spot where we serve all of our drinks, whether or not we are not going to move things, for example, right? Could have like a dining sort of area here, more tables, might not be a bad idea. Yeah, we'll have to see how we go. I can always move a lot of the decorations anyway, so let's decorate away. Hanging rug. Be interesting. Are there any variants of this? Doesn't look like it. Log shelves. Scrolls and books, probably not appropriate for the space. I'm thinking we do jug shelves there, and then we do like the bottles on this side. Yeah, that looks decent. And then obviously there's the tabletop like counters and stuff where we could decorate with like textiles. So I'll do that eventually. We're just a little bit low on the cash at the moment, so and I don't want to get to a point where we don't have cash. Bjart Axhaft.
The
Them's
burly
fighting
dwarven
lyrics.
adventurer makes directly for you, drawing a battle axe from a strap on his back. You freeze, blood running cold. Why you? Is this how it all ends? Why does that axe have strings on it? Pardon, your keepership, but I'm a war bard looking for new work. Battle's gotten real boring, understand? Too easy. Fighting's lost all its savour. I'm looking to dip my toes in inspiring a more interesting sort of conflict. He strums a chord. Dance-offs.
Okay. Okay, dance off with a battle bard. That seems like a different skill set. Do you know a lot about dance music?
I know all the classic dwarven dance tunes. Rain of Blood, Storm of Steel, The War of Balin Malagarath, and of course there's The Dirge of Dirk Ravenblade, that one's more on the romantic side. He snaps his calloused fingers. Oh, and who can forget The claws of the Gorgon, sharp as my grief, bright as my vengeance. Always a hit at parties for the wee ones, that one.
Those all sound pretty violent.
Oh, aye, they are. He smiles and claps you on the shoulder. They are.
Well, I guess I'd better hear some.
Of course. Though, maybe we better not do any of Rain of Blood. It's a little sentimental and silly for my tastes, if I'm honest. But I'll do you a verse of any of the others. He positions the axe, making calculated adjustments to the tension of each string in a way that you assume to be very fine and professional. All right, what can I play for you?
Let's hear the dirge of Dirk Ravenblade.
He settles into a slow and melancholy strum. Poor old Dirk were as dead as a 2-copper mine, and it's all his own fault how he got there. He could have spent years on his sword-playing skills, but he didn't. We did, so why care?
Okay, I think I've heard enough.
Heard enough, have you? I've plenty more where that came from. These little ditties may seem quaint, but they get people up on their feet and dancing their cares away back home in Domhain. He slides a small square of parchment your way. You try not to notice that it's spattered with blood. I'll leave my card. If you're looking for a little light entertainment, you know who to call on. Beata Axhaft, Butcher of Delmswake, Death of the Ember Clan, Life of the Party.
Alright, I wonder if we can actually hire him as an entertainer later on when we do eventually get a stage. Maybe. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about cash flow, guys, so let's not spend too much more money for the moment. And I sort of need to save because we need to do big renovations to the space and get that kitchen in, obviously. I'm just looking at the space we have, but this kitchen's gonna be awfully squashed, I feel. Maybe I do need to rethink where the storeroom's gonna be. I want the storeroom next to the kitchen as well, because I think it pays to have a storeroom near the kitchen. Capitalist swine. Brilliant. I don't know if I would ever put that anywhere in the tavern, but maybe. At some point we could find a spot for it. So we're almost up to 75 there before, so that's pretty decent. Some of our patrons are satisfied. Oh, okay, almost 10 of these patrons that we need to satisfy have been satisfied, so not bad at all. Alright. 192. We're gonna need to buy some booze. Oh, I probably do need to just remove the walls for a second there. And I don't know. Do we have enough buffer cash to last us until we rebuild everything? Let's have a read of the Halflington Post. Front page classifieds. Pap Singleton seeks new porch sitting group. Lemonade required. Rocking chairs optional. For sale. Sword, formerly plowshare. Even more formally, a different sword. Lost skeleton, needed for anatomical display. Keeps wandering off. If seen, contact Dr. Pierce. Who knows, maybe we could get a skeleton guest walking in. Let's buy some booze. Yeah, just so that we don't run out, let's just do like 4 barrels. Don't really have space for all of it, but that's okay. Alright, good. Now, what else do we need? I think we do need comfy chairs, don't we? So comfy chairs. A bit tricky. Let's expand the tap room a little bit more. But I do want those walls that we had before. I think those walls were decent where they were. Yeah, okay. So that looks good, in my opinion. And we could probably get like a comfy chair right here. Got different variants of comfy chairs, okay. Some of them look a little bit weird though, not gonna lie. So I think I'll just go with the normal comfy chairs. They don't look out of place, you know? I kind of like my comfy chairs on an angle. So that should satisfy the services components. Oh, actually, no, we do need scroll racks as well. Yeah, forget about those. I think we could probably get one in here when we eventually get a little bit of cash. So apple schlam. Let's do that. Okay, we've got space for scroll racks, so let's do that, and let's subscribe. Let's subscribe to the Halflington post, why not? Alright, and there goes another day. And we've got almost 300 gold. I think I can work with that to get the kitchen in, but you know what? Considering how long we've been playing, I think this is where we're going to wrap things up for the time being. When we come back, we'll get that kitchen running. We'll assign Codry here as the chef. Well, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have to be the chef initially. As I said, we'll have generalists initially. But I do want to get those bigger tables in and hopefully get a bigger crowd in here as well. So when that happens, we're definitely going to need a whole bunch more people to help out as well. Anyway, signing out here, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Definitely drop a like if you did.
I hope you get to see the Tavern Keepers Guild headquarters one day. You wouldn't believe your eyes.
Okay, rudely interrupted by our wisp friend there. But yeah, if you are not subscribed yet, definitely chuck us that subscribe. Definitely helps out the channel quite a bit, and obviously I do make quite a bit of content like this, so if you want to see more, obviously a subscription's the best way to do it. Stay true, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.